I think if you didn't grow up in the 60s of fandom, that's probably worth noting is that in the days before computers, everybody that wants to now can have a blog or a site or whatever, and it's great. Those are today's fanzines. But for those of us who were growing up in the 60s when Marvel Comics and that really started the whole kind of the resurgence of Marvel and the nostalgia in the 60s, which was huge for old movies and old comic books, and really what Jim embodied. I mean, he referred to his stuff as a nebulous network of nostalgic nonsense. It covered all the stuff, movies and serials and everything. But the thing is, for me, and I always thought this was true, and I'm willing to bet that Russ and Doug did too, fanzines, which were published like crazy then, were as interesting to me as the comic books I bought on the newsstand. In fact, in some cases, they were more so. So artists like Jim Hanley and Don Newton, who later on did regular comic books, and John Fantuzio and Bill Black and a lot of these guys, they were my artistic heroes just as much as Jack Kirby or John Romita or John Buscema. And it would be difficult to overstate how significant fanzines were then, and how they were just as, when a fanzine came in the mail when you got home from school or whatever, it was just as exciting as
it was huge.
It was just as exciting as the new comics coming out that day.
Yeah.
And I think the thing I want to say about Jim is because he was so prolific, he was alongside these guys who were working for Marvel or DC as being one of my favorite artists. And he did so much work that I think, Krista, you know, it's probably difficult for you to appreciate at your age, but if somehow we were hooked up all around the country, there would be guys like Doug and Russ and myself in every major city, guys who've done a lot of professional work, and we've all done our share of that, who were inspired by him just as much as they were by the Sunday comics they picked up or the newspaper comics and stuff. And fanzines are gone now. I mean, it's not really a thing. People publish very few of their own magazines, and there's other ways to get published now. And that's the saddest thing to me, is that Jim kind of missed a period when he would have found it very easy to publish his stuff and get it out there.
In the 80s, Jim would have been a very, very busy cartoonist.
Yeah, he would have
been self-publishing.
But I gotta say, for me, when I was a kid, getting an issue of comic book was just as exciting or more so than any comic book I got from a publisher at that time. And if he wasn't the kind of prolific guy he was, he wouldn't have this sort of legendary status that he has with a certain number of people. So I just encourage you again, if you don't know who he was and you don't know what it was, come up and look at some of the stuff. But by all means, do a little digging around the internet and find the stuff.
I want to present this to you. It's the Fandom Hall of Fame. It's the first inductee. And I always admired him. And we want to say anything?
I thank you so much on behalf of my father. I'm sure that, you know, he's very honored that all of you guys have such a high opinion of, you know, what he did for the industry. I actually just want to show everybody his picture also. I don't know if you can get this doesn't glare, but so from everything I learned about my dad, you know, he died before I was, you know, even old enough to really talk very much, but, you know, he was a pretty remarkable man, it sounds like, in a lot of ways, and so, thank you so much for honoring him.
Thank you for your invitation to come out.
My name is Michael Burton. My first appearance at the Fan Jam, illustrator, artist, designer, and author of Let Me Paint a Picture. Appreciate you guys having me here. I had a fun weekend, learned a lot from a lot of creative people.
My name is Lauren Moore. I had a great weekend. First time here. Rock sculpture work here with my buddy Mike. Hope to come back next year.
Hello, my name is Mohammed Nasser. This is my second time attending Fan Jam, and every time I attend this concert, I always come forward, I always have a great time, and I always learn a lot of great things. I'm an artist, freelance artist. I'm working on my own book. Hopefully you guys will see it next year. Thank you.
I'm Dave Losso.
And I'm Aaron Pittman.
We work together on the comic Alex Ghost, which is going to be coming out this March. You can order it from any comic book store via previews.
I pencil it, he inks it.
Or trace it, according to a guy who was here. Other than that, we're also working on a book together called Person the Nazi Killer. And we're working
I've got a whole bunch of other books. I have a 8-page short that's going to be in Mo, which is put out by Fantagraphics.
Cool.
And I do a webcomic called Reaper Heights, and I don't really remember the website address to that, but I'm sure if you Google it, you can find it.
Cool.
Other than that, I mean, I'm slowly doing a children's book called Doodle and Bugs, which will come out probably in 2056. And other than that, we just like to draw mustaches, just mustaches. So.
Go.
Hi, my name is Shawnti Therrien. I write, create, draw, Am I Immortal? You can find information about me at immortalgothicangel.com. I have a webcomic there for you to enjoy, and you can find my book there too.
Thank you very much. Go.
Okay, my name is Liz Ortiz. I'm from the Comic Book Artists Guild. I just joined last year. And I'm at the Interfan Jam presenting Rebels Underground, which will be printed into a fan anthology that is still waiting to get published. It didn't have time for the jam. And I'm also working on another title called Roscoe, which made it to 10th place on Dimestar Production website at www.dimestarproduction.com, which is also waiting to be published as well. And right now, for what I have printed right now is in Sky Pirates issue 2, which is this pinup I'm working on in color.
Nice.
Surprise. And that's pretty much it for me right now. I'm also working on a manga series project with my creative director of that project, Shawnti Therrien, sitting next to me over there, which
Cool.
will hopefully see publication next year.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now go.
All right, my name is Wade Busby. I'm from Seattle, Washington. I self-publish Mr. Emergency under the Archetype Media imprint. I am co-admin on Dime Store SPA site. I review zines for the site and for an eventual publication called Self-Publisher Magazine. I also post chat transcripts of chat discussions between members on Tuesdays and Sundays.
Cool. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
My name is Steve Piscione. I'm with Chaosfield Studios. We're a local Chicago-based independent comic book company / multimedia production company. We have 3 titles out now. I am...
Speak up, Steve.
Oh, you can't hear me? I make comic books. I live around Chicago. Hello!
Hi. Go.
Hi, I'm Morris. This is my wife Lisa.
Hello.
And we are the owners of Blam Comics, publishers of Jigaboo Devil, Purge, Black, Red, and Deadly, and the Canton Kid.
Okay.
And we're here at the Interfan Jam in Homewood, Illinois.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
My name is David Gruba, and I'm a writer. And my book, White Knight, is what I'm working on right now. The first issue will be out early next year. We're currently lettering the book. It's going to be